something that I have wanted to just try. I've always wanted to kind of, you know, see how it suit me. I think it will. Um, and then the opportunity came. Well, when I saw that, the bare knuckle kind of being legalized and, more and more shows are starting to do it, I saw myself doing it more once I finished my career in the mixed martial arts. But then the opportunity came a lot sooner and allowed me to do it while still, pursuing what I'm doing in MMA. So it just kind of came timed perfectly.
How has your training changed to prepare for this fight? Has it changed?
Nah, not at all. Say not at all. We're doing more the boxing side, which obviously I've boxed before, so it's not something that I'm not accustomed to. So we're doing a lot more boxing. There's a style of wrestling called Greco, which is a bit more like upright wrestling. So it's a lot more your arms, your shoulders, shoulder work, because there's a lot of what they call dirty boxing, which is in the BKFC or in bare knuckle, they allow you to do the dirty boxing side. So you have to be quite strong in a clinch, to prevent it, manipulate somebody and land good shots for yourself. So we'll be doing a bit more of that. Um, Conditioning work for the hands, and strengthening work for like your forearms, fingers, and just like conditioning for the knuckles. But outside of just those few additions, it's just been boxing training.
You say you're going to put on a show. What kind of opponent is Mike Perry for you?
Oh no, he's a guy that is he's gonna help to make it exciting because he's tough. He's a person that will get hit with something good, big shot that everybody can see. That's gonna wow everybody at that. Whoa, got hit with that shot, and then still be there afterwards. Still be willing to come forward. Still be willing to keep fighting, which is a great attribute for a show. Not necessarily the greatest to win.
Growing up in London, how did you get into this whole world of fighting? Where did it all start for you, and what opportunities were there for you?
So when I was younger, as well, certainly because my mum used to do kung fu along with my dad. My dad became an instructor himself, and then obviously started teaching all of his kids. So I was surrounded by everybody that did martial arts. Um, our competition circuit, although we did Lao Gar Kung Fu, our competition circuit was it's like sport karate. It's freestyle kickboxing. And so I used to do that for competitions. And my first competition, I was 5 years old. And it's very say underground, but it's like unknown. Not many people know it or truly understand it. Um, so when I kind of crossed over into the mixed martial arts world, it was the first time that it kind of being displayed on that level. So a lot of people thought I was more of the unique person. When there's loads of people that fight like me in that world. Um, and there's other people that are similar, like Wonderboy Thompson in the UFC, Raymond Daniels also in Bellator, um, and you can see the similarities in our style. And like I said, there's thousands and thousands of people that was fighting exactly the same way. We just decided to cross over into a more full contact arena, and made it successful.
Okay, so you're preparing for Mike Perry, but who have you got your sights on next in MMA or bare knuckle?
I never really do that. The only person I really wanted to get back. Anytime I've lost, I lost once before my last fight, and then I got that one back. My last fight didn't go according to plan. Was a close split decision for the belt. I lost that one, so my goal is to get that one back. So the likeliness is I'm not going to be able to get that ask for that opponent straight away. He's going to have other plans himself. But it's about staying active. The more active you stay, the quicker your name rises back to the top. So the goal is just to be as active as possible straight after.
Someone who's hardly ever out of the press, you recently said you're open to a fight against Jake Paul. What's your take on YouTubers getting into the ring?
Yeah, it just depends on their intent. Like, if you're in it to make a quick buck because you can, then it's just a white collar fight to me. It's not like and some of them can be exciting just simply because of the lack of skill. Actually, can make for more of an exciting fight. Some of them, but if you are actually really wanting to train yourself and go through the hardship, then I have respect to you. But it just I don't see you at the highest level. I find it weird when they do call out some of the biggest fighters, but at the same time, If they're willing to put themselves in there and go through it, then again, still I kind of have to respect it because I know how difficult the training is. These guys, because of their a lot of these guys have the funding and the support behind them to get the top coaches, so they can progress relatively quickly in comparison to other people. Seeing it myself firsthand with KSI being at my gym, just in 6 months, just the difference of a person he is, and again, that's just with somebody just being intensively working on yourself. So for me, it's just about your intent. If you're there to make a quick buck, I have no interest. If you're actually taking it seriously, then yeah, I'm in full support.
What's your thoughts on Jake Paul taking it seriously?
He seems to be. He does seem to be, and I've heard stories about him, working in the gym and so on and so forth. And obviously, he's getting the results. So yeah, no, definitely, it seems to be a person that's taking it seriously. You just got to see how long it, continues for. He might get bored and find another project that he wants to work on, and then he ends up pulling his following over there instead. But for now, he does seem to be massively fascinated in the fighting world.
Yeah. Bare knuckle fighting, is it as brutal as it sounds?
Yeah, I think it's like anything. It sounds more brutal than it actually is. And the reason I say that is because everybody's opinions on MMA has now changed, and they kind of turn their heads towards the bare knuckles to being the new brutal thing. Now, when MMA first came out, everyone was like, "Oh man, these guys are fighting in a cage. Oh no, the blood, the this, the that." They had so many different negative things to say of it. The more exposed they were to the sport, the more like they realized there was a lot of talent involved. There was a lot of skill involved. There's a lot of chess. It's a really quite a complex game. And then they started to see it more like a sport. And now everyone's shifted their opinions now, and they pushed on to, oh, bare knuckle, yeah, that's brutal. And it's not like MMA and boxing, but and weirdly enough, because we've had boxing in our culture for so long now. A lot of our grandparents has watched fighters and so on and so forth. We accept boxing to be a gentleman's sport, and yet you probably receive the most damage in a boxing fight than any of these other sports, long term anyway. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying it's weird how until you actually do your due diligence and actually do a bit more research on the sport, you don't know what's brutal. The fact is, we're watching two men fight in any sport could be classed as brutal.
And obviously, you've got the weigh-in night before the fight. What are you going to be doing to prepare the night before? What are you going to be eating? Is it going to be a late night, an early night?
I kind of just go with how I feel. Like I've never been a structured person like that. It, a lot of people find me weird in that sense because I'm a bit chaotic before fights, and a lot of people like to be a bit more calm. So I'll be like playing music, mixing on the decks, blazing music in my room. I got people in my room all laughing and joking and da da da. I got family in my room. I like that, having that energy, because it makes what I'm doing fun. It kind of takes the seriousness away from it, and it allows me to enjoy it, which is what I have the privilege of doing. I get to enjoy something uh, that I love, and I get paid to do it. So I like to try and stay in that state of mind, which is also why even during fights you see me dancing and I'm smiling. It's because I'm trying to remain in that enjoyment phase, even while somebody's trying to take my head off.
Oh, Michael, we look forward to seeing you smiling and dancing tomorrow night. Can't wait to
Definitely.
watch. We'll be rooting for you.
Thank you so much.